Well, folks, the Lakers' regular season schedule is fool's gold. We'll talk about that on this channel today. It is such fool's gold, man. And first, let me address a couple of things that the LeBron fans are saying, the fans of this NBA, and things like that. And they asked in my comments, I made an entire channel to hate on one guy. And I basically, I think they're talking about Anthony Edwards at this point. And go watch the video, folks. I'm real thorough about what I say. And I break down what I say. It's nothing you can really debate. You can't debate this stuff. It's his career. I don't like the guy. If you're going to say all this stuff and you don't come through, you never made a first team. You couldn't even bring home a medal in the FIBA. Well, you never made All-NBA first team. If the All-Star format was like it had been forever, you would never be a starter yet. You don't have any statistical titles. You can't give me 30 points per game in this soft, weak era where it's easy to score. I just can't even imagine any all-time great from back in the day could get you 30 points per game this year, last year, or the year before. Next, again, I hate to repeat the whole video, but ain't no all-time great just gonna be cracking the top 5. You know, like a Larry Bird, a Magic Johnson, a Kareem, a Wilt, a Russell, a Jordan, a Barkley, a Karl Malone. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, if they do, it would have to be all those guys together in the top 10, like the Dream Team, like those type of guys, Ewing, something like that. Say all those guys are together at one point, but ain't no dude's gonna be running around with some titties. So Joker and Luka is gonna be over them. I'm sorry, folks. This dude is a fraud, and I don't even want to talk about him. Like I said, he runs his mouth. All these older players that's been in the league, they're way over him, according to the rankings. Luka can't even jump, and it has been giving you 8, 9, 10 rebounds a game. I'm sick of this dude. Sick of him. Sit here in interviews. Yeah, I'll smoke Michael Jordan. I'll give him that smoke. Dude, your most embarrassing moment, I guess you could say, it was losing the FIBA to the fake Rondo Schroeder and the Germany boys, the Germany Plumbers. But then begging the turnover king, could you warm a bench? Could you be on the bench on the 24 Olympics? That was your most. I was done with this guy after that, folks. Because we all know Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Wilt Chamberlain ain't coming off no damn bench. On top, let's say it was a young LeBron James, a young Curry, these guys are young. I can understand. And they're beating you out for these spots. Dude, you're young. They're old. What don't his fans get? The guy he's overhyped. This is supposed to be the most skilled era of all time. Curry's not just coming into the league. AD's not just coming into the league. LeBron ain't just coming into the league. Anthony Edwards is just coming into the league 5 years ago, and he's not over these guys. You got to be kidding me. This guy should be top 3 in the league if he was that dude. Easily. Sick of this dude, right? That's all he can do is run his mouth. Yes, he's put up 27 points. That's nothing. That's nothing in this soft week era, man. And he's got to shoot 10 threes a game just to get those 27 points. It's ridiculous, man. This guy ain't all that. So yeah, I'll make a whole channel for this guy because he's overhyped, he's weak, he's soft, and he runs his mouth. If you're gonna run your mouth, come through, bro. Come through. One of these Ja Morant studio gangster type of dudes. I'm serious, dude. I grew up in the damn 80s. I grew up when gangster rap popped off. I was there in the late 80s when dudes was getting gunned down and mass murder. In every black neighborhood was a goddamn graveyard. This dude wasn't there in the early 2000s. Now these dudes sing and hold hands and tell you how tough they is, sing rap. Get the hell out of here, man. These Ja Morant type of dudes probably don't even like women. Bunch of undercover NBA sissies. See, because dudes back in the past, they didn't run their mouth. They gave you the smoke. That's what they did on the court. A lot of dudes talk about Michael Jordan. Oh man, he talked a lot of trash. Mike didn't do that in the 80s. Mike did not do that in the 80s. It was I watched all the Bulls games. It was more in the 90s. Mike talked a lot of trash. It wasn't in the 80s like that. It was rare that Mike did something. When Mike did something spectacular, it was rare that he even celebrated, because that was, I don't know, I forget the word, but that wasn't considered a thing that you would do. Even though Michael Jordan was hitting incredible shots, it was something you didn't do to your opponent. You didn't celebrate all in their face like that. You didn't. It wasn't good sportsmanship. Yeah, if you hit a game winner or something like that, or you hit the shot to tie the game, yes. But hitting a regular shot during the game and flexing on the dude and going crazy and talking all this stuff in these interviews that this guy does, give me a break, man. Give me a goddamn break. He ain't that dude. Sick of these dudes, man. Sick of the Ja Morants. Dude can't even put up no points. He averaged like 22 points. These dudes is soft, man. Dudes didn't have to talk back in the day. They got on the court and bammed it on you. Put it on you. So let me stop talking about this. I'm trying to tell you, bro. We don't come from that big talk stuff. We don't come from that talk a lot stuff. If you talk, you better show up. After that, if you don't show up and you don't prove what you was talking about, I'm trying to tell you, you ain't gonna get no respect after that. All this stuff that LeBron done talked about, dude, he would get no respect back in the day. All these dudes do is talk. So they want to know, why would they lift weights and get all this muscle if that's not the game today? I'm not trying to say that. Like I said in the video, I said I don't want them to get Karl Malone big. I don't want them to get real big or nothing like that. What I'm trying to say is, you still have a lot of big guys in this game, especially the centers, right? So it will be better for not just them. That's what I'm saying. You guys say certain people back then couldn't play today. Look at these guys. Rudy Gobert, Joker. Really? Dude, we watched Shaq running up and down the court every game like it was nothing. Running up and down the court wasn't nothing to Shaq, and he was 300 pounds. And some of these other big dudes. Edie, he's a big dude. He runs up and down the court. See, you guys just pick and choose who you guys want to say, oh, this guy couldn't run up, but get the hell out of here. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I don't want this. Look at Scottie Pippen. He came into the league, and I'm telling you, this dude was a twig. Okay? And most guys are when they come into the league. Some just aren't. But nobody came into the league like muscle bound or nothing like that. What we're trying to say is, even when you look at, when they wasn't lifting weights in the 2000s per se, and a lot of guys really weren't into the weights like that, even in the 90s. Look at the size of these guys. And not being, cut up or nothing like that, and having this so-called muscle that I'm talking about. I'm just trying to look at the size of these guys with no muscle compared to the guys, compared to the size of these guys in the 2020s. What I'm trying to say is, when I say that, it looks like these guys today don't even eat. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It don't even look like they eat. It don't even look like they eat. It's weird. You don't even have any weight on your body. So, for example, if you go back to the 80s, I wouldn't consider the 80s where guys were lifting weights. It wasn't a big thing in the 80s where guys were lifting weights. Some of them started to, but it was very little. So where you saw dudes' muscles popping out and stuff like that. 90s was really the height of, bodybuilding, Mr. Olympia. To me, that's when it was. So lifting weights was something really big in the 90s. Also going into the 2000s, but that's when it started to get like real big as far as the population out here. Everybody want to start lifting weights. But the 90s, well, when we go back and look at the 80s, these guys were just big. They were just big. You didn't really consider, when you look at Rick Mahorn, he didn't look like he lifted any weights. He was just big. Maybe he did, but I didn't see no muscles popping out on this guy. Take a guy like Bill Whittington, I wouldn't call this guy lifting weights or Will Purdue or, you know, Tree Rollins or, you know, Robert Parrish. No, I don't look like he was lifting weights to me. What about Kevin McHale? What I'm trying to say is these guys look like they ate. They look like they ate food. They were tall and they filled out. Not just the centers or the power forward. We're talking about everybody. So, you know, we can't look at Isaiah Thomas, even though he was all basketball players for the most part are skinny. We all know this. But when you walk on the court as a man and you're underweight, it just looks weird. We didn't consider Isaiah Thomas, yeah, he was short. We didn't say he was like real skinny, undersized. Joe Dumars. I'm just trying to tell you, man. Scottie Pippen wasn't big, but when he started hitting the weights, he had his body looked nice. He had cuts on his body. You know, some dudes came into the NBA with cuts on their body, like Michael Jordan, a lot of other guys, Dominique Wilkins, and you know, that's just how I used to see men. Even when we looked in the 210s, the guys were even bigger. I don't know if they were lifting weights or what, but they just look bigger. That's all I'm trying to say. But the overall thinking of the whole thing is, if you're frail and you keep getting hurt, why not go to the weight room? Why not try to get stronger? We're not trying to say you got to come out with big muscles, but how come if LeBron James knows this is part of his longevity and staying on the court, because we all know this guy ain't supposed to be running the damn court at his age like this. There's no way in dunking, and you know, we all know we're not going to say this guy is playing on a high level, but let's be real, folks. Michael Jordan, on his second three-peat, he was gassed out, folks. He was gassed. As far as, you know, once he got to the finals in 98 against the Utah Jazz, he was gassed, man. He was, all of them was. Bill Wennington, Scottie Pippen, Rodman. I mean, these weren't just guys playing 82 games and then, you know, missing the playoffs or going to round one and going home, or not, you know, winning the champion. No, these guys went to 3 straight. Not only that, guess what? To go to 3 straight and win 3 straight championships, and I think they had the best record in the East every season, right? And then they won like, what, 70 games or something like that? It was something close. But I know it was 60. But, you know, just to do those things, you're just not out there playing basketball, man. You're not just out there playing basketball. You're out there trying to be better than all these teams. Whether it's the regular season, the playoffs, and finals. So you got to play high-level defense. You got to be disciplined on your diet. You got to be disciplined on not going out, hanging out, and, you know, having fun and drinking a lot. All these type of things, man. You got to find a way not to miss a whole bunch of games. I mean, you guys think this stuff is easy, what Michael Jordan and the Bulls did. You guys think it's easy because it was Michael Jordan and the Bulls. But yet LeBron James can do this stuff with super teams in the no-touch era. What? In the no-touch era. And these guys today can't even do it. Give me a break. So, I'm just saying, to me, it would suit these guys. You know, when I see Jamal Murray out there limping around, like, dude, how do you wake up as a man and walk around looking like that, though? These dudes are just skin and bones. Devin Booker, skin and bones. Most of these dudes are just skin and bones. Like, I'm trying to, when you see LeBron James, the big circus Oompa Loompa, walk around with all their muscles, how do you feel? You don't feel no type of way? You don't feel like, you don't look like a man? I'm trying to tell you, man, when I go to the beach, man, I want to look, especially when I was young like that, man. I want to look good for the women. Who these sassy ass dudes want to look good for? I'm not sure. I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure with these guys, man. And, you know, like I said, this will, you know, carry a lot of low managing, getting hurt and all this stuff, bumping into dudes, falling down all the time, man. It's just whatever, man. If you want to walk around looking like skin and bones, whatever, you can go ahead and do it. It looks weird to me. I would, as a young person, that ain't how I want to look. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, these guys don't even, you can look at Bill Russell. I don't know if Bill Russell lifted weights. He don't look like no weight lifter, but man, this guy was cut up. This dude was cut up, athletic. I don't know. Like I said, if you're not going to lift weights, that's fine. But at least eat. Because like I said, these guys in the 80s, I wouldn't say they were lifting weights, but you could not call them frail and skinny. You just couldn't, folks. you didn't call Larry Bird frail and skinny. Larry Bird wasn't lifting no weights. Magic Johnson, you didn't call Magic Johnson frail and skinny. You didn't look at Magic Johnson and look like that. Or really, none of the players in I just don't remember none of the players in the 80s that didn't lift weights, which I don't think really none of them did for the most part. I don't remember them looking like these dudes in the 2000s. And I think this is a 2000s problem right here, because I just don't remember them looking like this. And you know how when Steph Curry first came in the league and he was like real frail and skinny? This is how these guys still look in season 6, 7, 8. It's like, what the hell? So, yeah, so let's talk about this Lakers schedule. It's a crime, man. And they're always having 2 and 3 days off. 2 and 3 days, it's right on the money. It's clockwork. Why do these guys always have 2 to 3 days off all the time? They'll play one game and have 3 days off. For what? And they'll be at home on top of that. As we're able to look at this NBA now and see who is who, it don't really came out now how good these teams are. And we can see in the West, these teams are fraudulent, folks. Fraudulent. All these teams are fraudulent. The Houston Rockets, all of them. Whatever team you want to say, they're all fraudulent. The Clippers, Denver Nuggets, all these teams are fraudulent. The only good team in there is OKC. And hold on now. And the Lakers, they've been winning all these games, playing a fraudulent schedule. They ain't played nobody. And for some reason, they done kept them away from OKC. They done kept them away. How many times they gonna play OKC? It seems like they just got done playing the Clippers back to back. So if we all know the Lakers aren't that good, the referees literally cheat for these guys. Now letting them play late 80s Pistons basketball, that's been exposed. Or late 80s Pistons defense. Because of course they definitely ain't got the shooters that the Pistons got on their team. Or, you know, the late 80s Pistons, they don't have no shooters like that, the Lakers. But they're letting the Lakers play that Pistons, the bad boy Pistons defense. What is that? In an era where you can't even touch? In a no-touch era? How's that possible? Somebody explain that to me. You can't even touch nobody. And they're playing bad boy Pistons defense. Wow. That's Ooh. Somebody go ahead and explain that, boy. See what they're trying to tell you now is that the Lakers, they're going to be able to get the home court right behind OKC. And let me tell you, the Joker's done. He's out of that MVP, bro. I seen him get handcuffed by the Celtics the other day. And I'm not trying to say this is all his fault, but you got to get back to the drawing board, man, and be a center. Because these teams are seeing now, you know, take him out. We don't want him running at point guard no more. We don't want him running the offense. It's finished. So when they see that he can't run the offense and they're bringing these double teams, the team don't know what to do. Well, I know what to do. Where's your point guard? And let the damn point guard run the damn offense. That's it. You go back to the paint and be a damn center. It ain't rocket science. So that whole West is the most fraudulent West of all time, folks. The Timberwolves suck. Memphis. I was wondering why Memphis was all the way up at 2 in the first place. Who do they got on their team? Who do they got? Ja Morant is. Oh, I could do a whole video on this guy. He's not that dude. So they were sitting up at number 2, fraudulent as hell for a long time, because this is what LeBron James does in the first place. I tell you guys this all the time. For them to make the play-in, they don't even he don't play hard off season because he was just trying to make the play-in. That's it. But why really do they need AD? Tell me this. They don't. Look at OKC. Where's the great center that they got? Where's the great center that Memphis has? What about Houston? They don't need AD. These dudes is living and dying by the 3, and the refs whistles. That's it. That's all this league is. Live and die by the 3, and the referees whistles. That's it. That's your second option. The refs whistle, because these guys don't. these refs are bums. These refs are bums. These refs are bums. And hell, you could say these refs are throwing games. It's easy to see. These aren't real refs to me. So let me get off of here. Y'all better leave me alone on this Anthony Edwards, because I will smoke this dude. This is one guy I do not like. I don't like him. And we see, again, the Lakers ain't playing nobody. We see that these West teams are trash now. They're not that good. The Lakers are always at home, or they always have a whole bunch of games off in between. I never seen nothing like it in my life, folks. Or they're always playing, in the state of California. So yeah, y'all better just leave me alone with this Anthony Edwards, because I don't like this guy. I don't like him. Things out here he thinks it's a joke, and you're behind 2 plumbers in the league, not even close to them. You just cracked the top 10 according to ESPN. You ain't even close to them. They're in the top 5. Joker is number 1. And I think, I don't know if Luka was 2 or 3. 2 dudes running the court with titties. I'm trying to tell you, man. Michael Jordan ain't about to be behind some dudes running the court with titties. It ain't fixing to happen. Either it's Magic Johnson, either it's Will, either it's Kareem. I'm just trying to tell you, man. Not Bird, not anytime great, not Kobe, not shit. You're running the court with titties, man. Dudes can't even jump off the ground. And that's no knock on them. You guys call them plumbers. And I done came back to bite you in the butt. These plumbers is more athletic than these dudes in this era. How about a plumber won a 3-peat title on Ja Morant's watch, in his fraudulent fake next Michael Jordan? A plumber. You couldn't even come out there and chat. That's what I'm saying. These dudes is fraudulent. Fraudulent. This ain't what you do. Duncan ain't what you do, because you will be out there giving this dude the smoke. The only smoke you giving is smoking rocks or something, because all you can do is talk. All this guy can do. I never seen the dude talk more, but don't show up. A bench warmer in the Olympics. Hasn't been top 5 in the league since he's been in the league. Barely top 10 this year. Ain't even been first all NBA since he's been in. I mean, this dude is all talk, man. Your mama need to smack you in the mouth. When you were a little kid, your mama smack you right in the front of the mouth.